Today we're going to be talking about the Bow Easy, and this is a nice handy way to be able to make bows. I love this thing. You can find it on Amazon or eBay. You can go ahead and Google it. It's a great little tool. Okay, so let's get started. It accommodates a number of different widths of ribbon, and it all depends on which set of teeth you decide to go through. So this smaller set of teeth here at the top, obviously big ribbon's not going to fit on that. See, too fat, right? This is even too fat. This is too fat. This is too fat, but this little skinny one would be just fine to go around those teeth. Conversely, this really big set of teeth you would use with the big ribbon. Okay, so we're going to get started. I'm going to show you very slowly how to do it and then show you different ways you can use the smaller and different size ribbon in it. Primarily, I use this sort of medium size here. That is the one that fits most of these 3/4 inch to 1 inch thick ribbons, and it's so easy. And you can actually even use the fatter ribbon on it. It just makes a smaller bow because this will make the size bow it is. Whatever this is, that's how big the bow will be. And when you look at the teeth, you don't have to go through this center tooth. Here you could do a teeny tiny bow around that teeny tiny set of teeth. That's going to be a very small bow. But let me show you making one of the larger bows, because then you can hopefully see better. And I'm going to go ahead and choose the second to the biggest set of teeth. And I've got some red ribbon. Let me actually use this green ribbon because it's longer. I've got some green ribbon here. Now what I do, I anchor the green ribbon with my left thumb on the left-hand side. I fold this over to the back. See, so now it's on the back too. Once I've done that, see this little hole up at the top? I pull my ribbon through that hole. Sometimes I require, I'm trying to do it so you can see, I have been known to use, where are my tweezers? My tweezers to push that through. Okay, whoops, hang on. Like that. See how I just kind of stuffed that through there? Okay, now here's the most tricky part. Okay, so far so good, right? And you see it's in the back, right? Front, back. This is the front, that was the back. I'm going to bring it around. See, I'm not going to make it tight yet because here's the tricky part. I come up with this piece, I slide it in that little tooth, and then watch for it. I'm actually going to, see how I've crossed the ribbon to the left. I'm going to then tuck it in this hole I've left open, such like that. Okay, can you see? And then I'm going to make sure it stays in the tooth because that's how I'm going to make the knot. And then I just pull. Right? And I keep pulling. You can adjust it. You can make it tighter. This doesn't seem to want to, this isn't going as tight as I would like. Let's see if I can get it to go. And you can pull on it and whatever else. See? So when I'm done and I got it tight like I want it, I just pull it off the Bow Easy and there's my bow. So, you want to look at that again? Let's look at that again. We're going to use the bigger ribbon, and I'm going to use the big teeth here. I always hold it down to the bottom. Again, I'm going to anchor the left end of the ribbon under my thumb on this left-hand part here. Okay? Circle around to the back, come up, make a section for that little hole, use the tweezers to stuff this in, or your hand. I use the tweezers usually. This is some fat ribbon here. I'm going to pull, pull, pull. I'm going to tuck that up in there. I'm going to make sure this is even so you see how it's not, you know, folded or twisted. Bring this up in here. Okay. Then here's the tricky part. I go over to the left and then I bring it under this loop, making sure to stay in those teeth. I fold it under. See how it's in the teeth? And I go yank, 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 yank. I pull it tight both ways. I look it on this side. I kind of straighten it out. I yank some more. Go back and forth. Okay. And then I pull that off and there's my perfect bow. So, and I might even continue to be like, well, that was folded a little bit there. Let me fool with that. Bows always take a little bit of massaging. I call it, you know, wiggling. All right, there you go. Okay, one last little trick I want to show you. I'm not going to do this small one, but I'm going to show you one last little trick. And that is, I'm going to tie a bow, but I'm also going to have something behind it so it looks like the bow it's going to go on the front of the card and it's attached to a piece of ribbon. What did I just say? Well, just watch and you'll see. Okay, here we go. This is the last thing I'm going to show you. I'm going to go ahead and make this bow so that it's also attached to a ribbon. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I'm using 2 contrasting colors so you can tell. So I anchor with my left, and I'm also going to anchor this blue ribbon. This ribbon, this blue ribbon, is going to be the ribbon that it's anchored to. Okay? So it just kind of hangs out here. It's not terribly involved. It doesn't loop or anything. So I take the red ribbon, like I've been doing, I wrap it around, and then I'm going to come through the top. When I come through the top, I make sure that my blue ribbon is on top of the red ribbon. And I'm going to push this through like I've been doing, like that. Pull it through on this side. Not too tight because I got to wrap around. I'm going to wrap around the edge. See, the whole time my blue ribbon just lays there. I'm going to wrap around into the teeth. I'm going to fold it under. Okay, fold it under, and then I'm going to pull. Okay, now what did that just do? You're probably like, and the purpose of that was what? Let me show you. Now I've got a backing to this bow. So let's say I wanted to put this on a card. It doesn't look like there's a big bow just stuck on a flat piece of ribbon. It's all contiguous. Does that make any sense? So typically the blue piece wouldn't be blue, it would be red, and we would lay it across a card front. Let me find a card front. Let me find any kind of paper. See, I would be able to go like this. Does that make sense? And I would straighten this out and play with it and make it pretty, but is that making sense, you guys? So now I'm not just sticking this bow on a flat piece of ribbon, and sometimes that doesn't look real natural because it just sits there and the ribbon stays fat the whole way. This is kind of pickiness that you really might not care about, and that's all good and fine, but I wanted to show you how to do it. That's a quick and dirty lesson with Bow Easy. I will tell you this again, I mostly just use this, second to largest. I always hold it facing down when I do my work. And there you go. I hope that helps. Take care. Bye-bye.